Oh man, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Welcome to Kush Equilibrium. I am your always smoking host. Oops, great. Glad to have y'all back for another episode, for another smoke break while we talk about this hip hop thing. Like always, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You see it at the bottom of the screen. Help me take care of the YouTube police. So like we smoking like we always do, like we about to do right now, drinking like we do from time to time, or just simply sitting here talking our ish about this hip hop thing. Keeps the YouTube police out of our business. It's no different than you been at the house chilling, got the lighter at hand, about to light it up, got the vibes going, get a knock at the door, and it's 12. Just how that's messing up your vibe. You giving me them likes and them subscriptions, help me keep my vibes cool in here. Keeps YouTube off my back. Now, with that being said, got the business out the way. Like I said, I appreciate y'all pulling in for another smoke break on and light up. If you need to sip on something, whatever you got to do to get comfortable. I stumbled across this topic though, because let's clear the air for those who may not know. I am a Drake hater. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Have a little patience. For this video, I may do something in the future, who knows? But for this video, I'm approaching this thing with a sense of calm in an effort to help Drake. Because I've kind of gotten to a point where he kind of turned himself into a little bit of a sympathetic figure. Like, oh, dang, man. It's like, not too much though. Let me be clear, not too much, but it does have me wondering, is there space within hip hop for Drake to function? Now, I do have some caveats before we get into this reaction. No numero unos, no big three, no Ali, nothing that refers to you being number one, my boy. Stops. I feel like for this to work, Drake needs to kind of operate within. Don't leave, because I can feel the energy shift. Don't leave. I feel like there's a way for Drake to come to the basketball court, throw up a couple of shots, maybe have a dunk or two, peacefully, comfortably, but without saying, I'm the greatest hooper on the court. If you live in the hood, you know what I'm talking about. There's always that one dude who's like, hey, I'm taking on all newcomers. I'm that dude, this is my court. Those days I feel like have passed Drake. But is there a way to, for one, for him to ingratiate himself back into the fold of hip hop and then carry on from there? So with that being said, now that I outlined kind of what the premise is for this video, let's get to reaction. This is, as you can see, courtesy of Rap Latte. Man, I'm tripping. I got stuff everywhere, bro. Hold on, there we go. My bad, y'all. I'm tripping. But as you can see, this is Rap Latte. And they had an interesting conversation on Drake's approach with media. And I want to dive into that because they got me to thinking there might be a way to where it don't necessarily have to continue to be all bad for Drake. I'm open-minded to that as a Kendrick fan, that this could be a possibility. So without dilly-dallying, I had to buy some time. Want to get past them little 5 minutes, because sometimes you be wanting to say some things you can't say shit. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all that stuck by me while I had to BS that little 5 minutes away. But let's get to the reaction and we'll go from there. Hmm. Well, I get that he said it as a joke. That is kind of his reality. I'm trying to be on my best behavior within this video. So far, so good. Don't hold me to it. I ain't started smoking yet. But this is one of the questions of I had when the interview happened and how he's carried on since. Because a lot of what I've been doing lately is looking back on the things that have been said about a lot of people and then how it played out. That what they call it, when you look at something after the fact, whatever the word is I'm blanking on. It's interesting to see the opinions people have, the way we thought things would play out, and then 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, however much time goes past, and you revisit them thoughts and like, wait a minute, no, I didn't play out the way I thought it was. So let's continue. Hey, is that his real accent? For those in the know, I'm hoping I got a couple of you Drake fans to stick around. I'm hoping y'all leave some comments. I want to have I'm trying to have real dialogue with Drake fans without having to go to the Drake chat rooms and whatnot because it's over toxic. I want to talk to the Drake fans that are not that level because I feel like I can have a real conversation with y'all without no hate. I've tried one time to go into a Drake chat room and create some dialogue, but because they're 100% that it's all what Jacob Fatu say, all gas, no brakes with it. Drake fans, respectfully, it's Drake stands. Let me be clear. So let's word it that way. I'm trying to reach the Drake fans that are still fans, not the stands. Y'all where y'all at? Y'all gonna die on that hill. That's cool beans. Enjoy it. I won't go to the funeral. But the rest of y'all, we need to talk so we can understand. I'm trying to gain some understanding. I want to tackle that little thought real quick because that's his real. If I'm taking everything for face value, that's his real, genuine thoughts and feelings about the topic. So, how do y'all feel about that? Because on one hand, I have to give him credit if that's what he's really saying and he really mean it. I believe celebrities have been put on a pedestal to where it's like they can do no wrong. They're untouchable. But we're the ones who make them what they are. If we don't go to the movie and watch the movie, if we don't go and buy the CD or stream the music or buy the merch, all of that stuff, respectfully, they are nothing. What good is an actor if nobody's watching them? What good is an actress if nobody's watching her? If you the greatest rapper, singer, whatever of all time, but there's no audience, then what are you? You know what I'm saying? So I do like the energy behind something, behind that notion of, hey, yeah, I might be A-list celebrity, as they say, but I'm human, just like you. I can be touched. I can be reached. There's not a glass partition between celebrity and everyday person. My issue with celebrities in general, whether it be actors, musicians, whatever, going to streamers is in doing so, they also completely, for the most, not all, but it seemed like it was a shift to phase out the journalists who will ask the questions that actually get us better information than I feel like we get if they put it up to a streamer. Using his example, you see Nicki Minaj pull up and all that twerking and whatnot. I could go to strip club and see that. I didn't learn nothing. I didn't gain. You rarely ever really gain a lot of insight from these interviews. And I don't even want to call them interviews because it's like a kicking session that's recorded a lot of times. So I'm supposed to sit here and watch you kick it? I'm cool. I could go kick it with the homies. Well, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. Not when I really may want to know what made you pick this sample, or why you go with this production from, let's say, why you pick a DJ Drama over a Pharrell, or pick a anybody, Ludacris for a feature instead of going to a Playboy Cardi. Like, what are the true why do you truly make the decisions that you make that ultimately leads to the art that we are given, whether it's a movie or an album? You know what I'm saying? Decisions are always made, and if a lot of more good decisions than bad decisions are made, it usually leads to a good product. You know what I'm saying? I respect journalists being able to ask those. They know how to ask those questions, when to ask them, when to back off, stuff like that. But it's gonna all come out throughout the reaction. So let's check it out. Let's finish it up. Boom. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. For one, it's hard to include the lawsuit in anything when it comes to who Drake should talk to. Because all in all, we, for the most part, all agree it's a whack move. You know what I'm saying? So let's just not even discuss that. Let's not even discuss that, because as long as that's lingering out there, his perception will always be doomed. This is a moot point conversation we're having right now if we add that in. Removing that though, because that's the conversation I want to have. Let's remove that. That's going to play how it play out. I think there's still a call for Drake to do. I don't want to say I don't know if it's necessary to say to do right, because who's to say what's right and what's wrong at the end of the day? I guess I would say for Drake to do better. For Drake to do better. Like if he sat down with the right person, I think it'll make a world of difference. If he sat down with somebody we felt was respectable, well, we'll dial it back because he's gonna make a good point. Then I'll get to that. But we'll say if Drake sat down with someone we overall within the hip hop ecosystem, hip hop culture ecosystem, thinks is suitable. Like there is a boatload of hip hop platforms, not necessarily controlled or ran by a journalist. I do think that should still happen, but we'll say non-journalistic type figure, but within hip hop. I think people would respect that. If he doesn't try to overly control the environment, because let's be honest, all celebrities, if you are A-list type of individual, regardless where the interview's at, a lot of times them questions be controlled. Nature of the beast. So we're not going to try to delegate it now. But at least within on a hip hop platform, there would be more, I think, more questions asked that we are interested in. They might not be, the only difference is they might not be framed right. That'd be that if you ever watch a properly formed interview and then like a stream where somebody pull up, like the questions be all over the place. They don't have no chronological order to them or nothing. They just be random questions. But at this point, we're not even really getting the questions. And that's the big issue. Answer some questions. You walk around talking and acting like you like this misunderstood soul. Give some explanations so people can understand. At least if I can, even as a Drake hater, if I could sit here with some sort of understanding of his mental. What else can I do after that? I could still not like you, but I would have to respect it. And right now, I don't even have that for him. Right now, a lot of people don't have that for him. The respect. That's what he lost. Forget the clout and the friends and all the other stuff. He once operated within hip hop as a respectable figure, and he lost it. That's what he needs to be chasing. Not king of hip hop. Not the best bars or whatever else we talk about throughout all these shows. That man lost respect. It's a lot of people, I don't think, even look at him as a man. They look at him like kind of suck ass. You know how you look at somebody pull up that you just adamantly don't rock with. You see him, like this. The stank boo boo face. Right now, I feel like a good reason Drake left is because he got tired of getting hit with the stank boo boo face. And who want to be around friends that ain't really rocking with you like that more? You can feel it and you can see it. Like, y'all come on now. That's what Drake need to be after. But let's proceed because he's gonna make a good point. He's gonna have to shake that too, though. Sometimes you guys got to get out your own way. And in them times, getting out of your own way also includes maybe leaving your comfort zone a little bit. Like he has all these overly unnecessary, overhyped moments on his records of so-called vulnerability, but I feel like it's a facade. If you capable of true introspection, true vulnerability, then there's no interview that should shake this man. He should be able to mostly trauma dump or whatever else he be doing. Let it out, get it over with, and then go on about his day. But he can't. And that's a problem. And until he fixes that problem, you know how they got the steps for the alcohol, the AA meetings? You got to do step 1 before you can get to step 2. And then you get back step 2, step 3, to step 3, It's the same thing. He need to work an emotional AA meeting. Like, work them. Let's get to it. Eh. Are they not the one and the same? If I like he just about to say now, if I ask relevant questions and you choose not to answer them, it's the same thing. I'm asking very important questions. I'm not just asking gotcha questions. I'm asking questions that matter. Journalistic job or whatever. Done. And if you as a participant refuse to answer, say, I can't remember, whatever the case may be. See what I'm saying? I don't agree. Again, that being the problem. Again, that being the problem. Change just doesn't happen on its own. You have to kind of be willing to do what you don't want to do. It's literally for the betterment of him, though. To answer questions about Meet the Grams, to answer questions about Not Like Us. Again, we ignoring that the elephant in the room of that lawsuit. Because that's just universally silly. But even as a non-Drake fan, to not be rocking with homie, I'm interested in why he made the battle choices he made. You know what I'm saying? Was it a last minute idea or whatever to do the video with the van and crush it and all that? I'm interested as a just fan of the entire battle of why both him and Kendrick did the things that they did. You know what I'm saying? To get that behind, I think we all would enjoy as fans if there was a behind the scenes moment. Imagine how interesting you would find it if there was video footage of Drake actually going through the process of making a Family Matters or Heart Part 6 or push-ups or that's why people watch stuff like this anyway, right? You want the information that you could only get if you were there. But outside of video footage leaking out or some audio leaking out, Lord knows we had our fill of audios leaking out, but the only way you're going to get it is actually from a Kendrick Lamar, actually from a Drake, or somebody who was actually in the room. A Punch, maybe a Schoolboy Q, whoever Drake keeps around him. I don't know, man. I don't follow that dude, man. But you know what I'm saying? Someone in the moment that was there that could actually reaccount. Oh, when we heard Buddy saying whoop, 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 we was all like, we went Drake to the studio and it took this long and we wanted this kind of tone and energy to it, and for this one, we decided to do the video because we felt like it needed the visuals to we want to know this stuff. You know what a behind the scenes video of Meet the Grams, as dark and menacing as that is? You know how many people would let Kendrick put on YouTube right now behind the scene footage of the making of Meet the Grams or Not Like Us. It'll make 1 million before the day's out. It's already 5. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit more, and then we can wrap this up. What you think? What y'all think? Because I kind of understand. I get both sides. But I think this might be a time, especially as bad as things look, it might be time for Drake to face the lion. Go look at the face of the lion, bro. Stop running from it. But he needs to get in front of the train and kill it. But here's the thing, and this is something we all got to think about when we ask or hope that he does these things. When you sit down in front of a camera, put your mic on, do the interview with these people, and they start to ask real questions. We're talking about if you really went to, like he said, like Toure himself or Ebro. I don't know. Ebro might not go that far with it. He might come like a tick underneath, but Elliott Wilson would go about the same type of push. Big Boy, I think Big Boy really go at it. A lot of the questions that been out there about him characteristically, like if he sits down and do a real one, real conversation about character questions, about questions about your music, why does it seem like the old stuff still popping, but you know what I'm saying, your last couple ain't been to why you got so many questionable, we're gonna say questionable moments with rather youthful young ladies. The trick with that is once he answers those questions, they're on the record. They're on the record. Talk about a trick bag if it comes to fruition that some of the things he said in the interview were false. If he said, no, I don't have an additional child, but then a month, 2 months, a year, whatever the case may be time-wise, not only does a kid pop up, but it's verified this is your kid or multiple kids. Talk about a trick bag. That interview just got you jammed up. Where currently he get to just be like, I don't know what y'all talking about, man. Y'all tripping, bro. Man, y'all really believe that, bro? Like that, he can play it like that still. If he actually came out and said, yo, okay, I more often than not utilize ghostwriters. You know how much it takes the wind out of the he not writing his rhymes, yada yada yada. Guess what? He admitted to it now. Trick bag, over with. He can move on with that one. You see what I'm saying? It's easy. Get up. If you want to be able to, he just seems like a person that's carrying a lot of weight. And he needs to release some of that pressure. So he needs to sit down with his opposite. And not like I'm caping for this dude, but the perfect person, believe it or not, is Elliott Wilson. Because that man, at one point in time, remember this, at one point in time, that man was riding with Drake. He was rocking with Drake, heavy. He was the intel man once upon a time. until it got shaky. I still think that once he started that show effective, nope. The bigger picture with DJ Head, yeah, that killed that. Cause you know what I'm saying, that's around the same time DJ Head took his place as voice of the West. And think about that show dynamic. Had Elliot never left Drake's side of this thing, so to speak. Even after the loss, Elliot stayed that way. Think of the dynamic of that show where, you know, he right hand man with Drake. He getting direct messages from Drake. And you got Head sitting over here, direct contact with all the TDE. You know what I'm saying? And most of the West Coast. Like, that dynamic would have been dope. That dynamic would have been dope. If had it played out that way, I probably would have took Jeremy out and put. No, I'm gonna say put. I'm selfish. I kind of want to put. Can't think of homegirl name in there. From Effective Media, but I would have just Gina Views. Bam, remembered it. Drop her in there. I don't know if 4 is too many, but 3 is like a perfect number. But if Drake goes sit in front, I think 2 things will be dope for Drake. We'll get out of here. One I talked about in my last video. But first thing is, go sit with your opposite, bro. Go sit with Elliot Wilson. Go eat them questions. Pause. And deal with it. I ain't gonna say nothing about the lawsuit because he ain't gonna drop it. I can sit here and say, bro, drop it. I mean, he that cake done baked. He could have potentially got back to having I'm top dog, I'm number one type conversations had he not did that. Went and sat with his opposite and let them ask him the actual questions that a lot of people want to know. Because people nosy. Everybody knows. I'm nosy too. We all be wanting to know stuff. We really be wanting to know too much. But cool. He chose to play with this beast. So do the interview, ask the questions, give your answers honestly, and stand on your answers. I mean, it's kind of what that is. After that, you need to go learn from Jeezy how to age as a star. Because once upon a time, Jeezy was that dude. Can't nobody say different. I say snowman, you think of Jeezy. You know, you're not thinking of Christmas snowman, you're thinking of Jeezy. Let's keep it a bean. Jeezy just put out a project, Still Snowing, using soul samples. And I'm not saying that's what Drake necessarily needs to do. Drake said he from what we are from. Well, he need to tap in what made him him. Go and look through your life. If you love music the way you say you do, go look through life. There should be some music in there that really tap into you. And you gonna do a project with that. That's gonna solve another problem for you if you do it the right way. A lot of us, include myself, who really be like, yo, I don't really know who Drake really is. He just like this enigma that just keep morphing into whatever's convenient to stay the guy. I'm not watching the X-Men. Whatever her shape shifting little, y'all know who. He needs to find him, or whatever he is, so people can really see it, because that's another question that's out here. Who are you, my dude? And that's crazy for you to be out as long as you have, and nobody know for sure if they know the real you as a person. Granted, we probably don't know none of these ones for real, but at least we feel like we got an idea. Got an idea about Snoop. Got an idea about Dre. Got an idea about Ross. But don't go mentioning Kendrick, because but people who like Kendrick, we still got an idea of Kendrick, even though he stayed in the dark. We still got an idea of Cole, even though outside of riding bicycles, hugging trees, you know what I'm saying? The idea that we had of Drake is kind of like it's starting to look fraudulent when we start to peel back some of these layers. So I'm asking what some of your diehard fans starting to ask. Who are you? Not a hard question. Not a trick question. Just a question. Go sit down with your opposite, bro. It's gonna do you some good. And that's coming from me. I ain't your biggest fan by any means, but man, I do think that there's possibly a place for you in what you offer to people, but I see why Kendrick keeps saying and your biggest fight is gonna be with you. Cause you fighting yourself right now, bro. Sitting across from somebody like an Elliot Wilson is basically your way of holding that mirror up. See yourself, answer the questions that you thought you had locked away or whatever. Be honest, let that weight go. Go on about your day. But y'all let me know what you think. Think that's good for Drake? Drake fans, what y'all think? Y'all tell me for real. What y'all think he need? Y'all should know better than anybody else. Cause y'all still rocking with him through all of this. But appreciate y'all putting in for another smoke break while we talk about this hip hop thing. You see it at the bottom of the screen. You know I gotta say it. You see it at the bottom of the screen. Like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me take care of them YouTube police. Plus, it helps people see the show so they can sit and chill, smoke with me. Because I appreciate you smoking. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't free. I know you paid good money. You know what I'm saying? As did I. So we appreciate each other. Well, this is Kush Equilibrium. I'm going to get up out of here. I think I'm hungry.